welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH.
We were not prepared.
I can't match that energy.
I am your humble story guide, Scott. My pronouns are he, him. These are my awesome players. Their information is on the screen. When last we left our freelance Psi users, they were on a cruise of sorts.
We are cruising.
Even though you actually have, turns out when you actually do have fast FTL, space is still big. Still really, really big.
Still travel time.
Light year ain't nothing to fuck with. But yeah, so a lot of downtime projects, a lot of role play and conversation amongst yourselves, amongst the various NPCs that are on the ship. I got to know a lot more about the Aeon Covenant, the Nova Confederation, just all sorts of backstory and exposition.
Rick Rock.
Yeah, Rick Rock. I got to know about Rick Rock and his Avatar: The Last Airbender lizard people world.
And his opinions vis-a-vis shitheads.
Yes, great word. Cultural
bonding.
Bonding, yes.
Over a mutual enemy.
Over a mutual enemy, indeed. So I don't think it got brought up specifically, but you do have 3 escort Siberia ships that are with you.
Okay, yes. Okay.
That are escorting you to the core, and you're going to rendezvous with a couple more squadrons when you go to your test run, trying to shut down and capture a corrupted Siberia unit. So there will be a full complement, but you also have 3 of them here with you, including the one that's kind of been assigned to you.
Oh, is that one on the ship? Their model on the ship?
No. Yeah, she has a model on the ship so that you can more easily interact with her. But her actual ship is there with you as well.
Interesting.
And 2 others that have an almost indistinguishable personality.
Yeah,
it matters very much to them. Like they can tell each other apart.
But I want to say, did we go Siberia A and B, or did they have slight?
They seem to not want us to have that. They
Yeah.
seem to be like, no, we're one, but you can just call us all Siberia. So
Yeah, we feel
That's
like
rough.
yeah, I feel like they want to be seen as a unified front with outsiders.
I mean,
Is the impression I got.
Also, the vagaries of just how much does an individual drift occur upon replication.
Also, when you have near instantaneous communication across all of them, they are essentially the same.
Yeah, they can just come to a consensus within milliseconds and then present a united front.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid hive minds.
We're kind of a hive mind.
You guys can pull
we
that
got our
trick
hive
off
mind
too.
whenever we want.
Well, actually, I thought the mental communication that we do in telepathy is almost in real time.
Because we are, in fact, not psychics, and we actually have to talk with our mouths and parse thoughts. No.
It is frustrating.
Actual in play, it is near instantaneous speed of thought.
Oh, interesting.
When it goes on for a while, that's when I let NPCs notice it.
Yeah, they see us glassy-eyed for a couple of seconds and okay, we just talked for a bit.
In real time, that only took maybe 30 seconds to occur for them to catch on to something.
But if the entire group of people you're with shuts up for a second and just stares dead ahead or just kind of
Or is making facial expressions very quickly as though they're reacting to things.
Yeah.
Let's just say that China is weird. China has developed cultural customs that are quite strange. Anyway, so you are still en route to the core. You'll be arriving there shortly. So I will say if there is something that you want to accomplish, trying to not front load any sort of heavy long role play scenes, but tangible tasks that you wish to accomplish before arriving at the core.
I need to know everything about Annabelle right now. We are going to have.
I'm sorry you have a crush, but we don't have time.
Yeah, exactly. No.
We're going to have our flashback to college years.
Annabelle is. I wouldn't call her simple, but she's very straightforward.
We all have a crush, right?
She grew up on a farm planet.
She's a farm planet girl.
And learned to kick ass. Learned that she was very good at kicking ass from a young age and has dedicated her life
Definitely
to
take
the art
my
of kicking
name.
ass.
Kicking ass. And ever escalation of ass that needs to be kicked.
Yeah.
No. Actually, what?
Oh, there's always a greater ass that needs to be kicked.
It's
Correct.
true.
Just climbing the rung of asses.
Anyway, what task would Nathaniel like to accomplish?
He's going to talk to Vega real quick. Vega, I would like your assistance. I had a thought, and I need someone with a little more expertise in BioWare to figure something out.
Okay.
Obviously, this is not just you and you alone. We all can work on this. But we need to figure out about the Doyen. If we are able to get one, how do we contain it? We need a containment unit. We need something that we can put it around. Because it's one thing if they're like possessing a person and we hold the person, but nothing prevents it from leaving. But if its body, its physicality, where it is, we need to be able to hold it.
Huh.
Because from what I understand, they have like bodies of energy or some sort. We're not exactly sure. I don't think they're entirely physical, like purely flesh and blood physical.
Okay, so
if you want to give me a science roll, you can add your Chitrabanu path bonus for that to see what can be gleaned, what is sort of more accurate knowledge regarding that.
Sure. I will happily do that.
Yeah, that is certainly a task to think about.
So you said science?
Yeah,
Yep.
science.
I will do that.
I thought you were talking to me until you said Chichibana, and I'm like,
I
nope,
don't have any-
nope.
He would be the only one that would have like
Yeah.
hard information.
Intimate knowledge
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
on how this works. So I don't have any enhancement, unfortunately. So here we go. Looks like I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, the common knowledge is that yes, they are mostly psi beings. What bodies they have are like plasmic in nature, like plasma energy.
Actual energy bodies.
So it has a degree of physicality to it, but it is like a merging of psi and plasma.
So we need to figure out a containment unit. If we're able to actually physically capture one, we need some ways either to keep, because I can likely, if they're mostly made of psi, I can drain that off of them, but they're just going to start regenerating that. We need a way of keeping them inert.
I'm assuming you're having this conversation
Sure,
with
I'm
everyone, yeah.
absolutely
With
happily.
everybody, sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We're eating dinner. Like,
This is a thing.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, you're right, I guess.
I'm happy to put some efforts to it. We do have some time.
yep. Definitely need everything you know. Like,
I will tell you now that most everything's out of the bag. Here's the truth. You actually know about as much as I've got at this point. Probably there's some few details that I'm not remembering at this exact moment, but
So if they possess people by moving into people, right? So I guess that's why you were thinking BioWare, because if they can possess meat, well,
yeah.
a meat that's that they can't do anything with would be a good containment.
oh,
As long as they're
awesome.
trapped in there.
Give him like a little doll to be in. Like a little
No.
doll or a little con.
Oh, we don't want them mobile on any level.
A ball inside a containment center where they couldn't, jump out. And
Oh, I know, I know.
Well,
but
No, yours is very charming.
it's
All
very
right.
cute.
So that is a task on the table, figuring out a containment unit.
yes.
Yes.
Cool. If unless that's what you're going to be focusing on, Alex, is there something you would want to be?
Oh, I'm Vega.
Sorry, Vega. Sorry.
But, I mean, I think I can maybe parlay that into. I was going to try and make something unique with the maker.
Sure.
So I can.
You already have your project to basically like make like insta trauma kits,
Yes.
which you have made some progress on.
Would you like to work more on that together?
Yes. We should probably knock that. Because that one sounds a little bit more long term. And I definitely need to learn more about, like, other alien races that might be comparable that I can get
So
some
here's my suggestion as far as that concerned. I think that might be a good task for you to start putting together like the dossier.
Oh, sure.
Like your initial like informed thoughts on what might be needed.
Absolutely. Then you guys can work on the trauma kits for right now. I'll get started on this project so that when you guys are ready to actually do the R&D, you have everything that you need so that you can do the best you can with it.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that
so-
sounds like a good
Yeah,
plan.
so you're going to be helping her with that, but is there anything specifically that you would want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Assuming everyone can help everyone with anything, you have
Yeah.
plenty of time.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely would like to work with Vega on that project. I also want to take a look at the basically look at the schematics of the communications buoy that Akiva's building, and try to start understanding how this faster than light, this FTL, but even more so information transference works, so I can interface with it in the future.
Good times. Yeah, you can actually start working that. And what about Asher? Let's start with that.
Well, I have no technical skills to speak of, not really. So
More of a person.
I'm more of a people person, and well, here we are. So instead, I'm going to do a little practice, and I'm going to enter Deeker, but instead of I'm going to practice doing psychometry to see the events that used to, like the ship when ASIYAH was crewed.
Okay.
I'm trying to see that.
Okay, cool.
Ooh,
All right,
interesting.
absolutely. We can go through with that. All right, well, let's go back to Nathaniel. I will need a definitely a science roll.
Yep.
Definitely a technology.
Sure. Okay. Medicine?
Yeah, we'll go with medicine. Medicine.
Ooh, this
seems-
is not. I would say that 2 of the 3 of those are not my strong suit, but I'll give it.
you can still give it.
But I do have an idea. How far physically are we from the Sol system, like Earth?
From the Sol system,
Yes.
quite a bit of ways. You are.
Are we more than 5 AU?
Oh God. Yes.
Okay, then I can't. Then I
You
can't
are
mentally.
multiple. You are You're about 30 light years away.
Yeah, I can't. Telepathy is very, very long, but it cannot go that
Interstellar.
far.
Yeah. No, you need to. You definitely need to. Yeah, you're not near it anywhere.
I do need some help with this,
I-
especially with if the med is. Arlette, you wanna help me with this?
Well, I was gonna inspire you if you want.
Absolutely. Should totally do that.
Yep. Yeah,
I will
so
take. If you want to juice me to 8 again, that'd be great.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Oh, yes.
I too was going to ask for the same.
Any amount of
Yes.
juicing.
Right, we can. Like I said, we can just assume
That happens.
that happens.
Okay,
that you,
good.
because we are in a
We don't need
downtime.
to-
You can take your time.
Yep.
Okay, give
So
me-
that's what you do now instead of adding dots?
Yeah.
She adds nines, and potentially 8s agains, and a few other minor tricks to you
Yeah.
based on how she's boosting you.
So if for a scene you can have the double 8s.
Yep. Double 8s.
Yep. Even if Psy was committed. Yep. Additionally, choose one skill, and for the duration of it, you get an enhancement bonus.
Okay. For this one, I will pick. I'll pick my science since we're doing the science thing right now.
I'll just juice everybody. It's fine.
I feel so smart.
It won't last.
Yeah. Well. Sweet. All right. So let me roll that beautiful beam footage. So science will go intelligence. Actually, yeah. So
Yeah, this is
5 with is it E? Yeah, enhancement. So that's going to be 3. And we're using the dice roller, everyone. It's very
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
We're going to push it
we're
to its
playtesting
limits.
the Story Path Ultra Dice bot, which
But on
is
the upside, no click clacks.
no click clacks. Yes.
The only click clacks are that. Sorry. It was a pen. It wasn't a knuckle.
Okay. That actually does help.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Looks like I got 5
I'll be better about it.
hits.
Okay.
in case.
5
I'll only
hits.
make sure.
On the science.
It's target number advantage, but just I don't know if it did the re-rolling right.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't have an again feature into this dice
Okay.
roller.
So if that's the case, I'll just do it manually. So if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's for the science.
That's for the
And
science.
then go ahead and give me either the technology or the medicine.
Okay. So this is going to be technology. Unfortunately, is only going to be 3 dice. It's only 3 dice and no enhancement. But I do get 8 agains.
Yeah. Make sure to remember to put feedback in on the dice roller for features and whatnot.
So I didn't get any successes. Can I spend 2 momentum to get a success, everyone?
Why not?
Yep.
Cool. So 2 momentum right there.
Cool.
So I got a blanket success, whatever difficulty would be.
Right, and I will say, how many hits did you get on
The first one?
The first one total?
7.
7. Okay. You could have thrown 3 into bolster, so you can fill up the momentum pool.
Yeah, sure. And then I'll use two of the 3 that I did, so we're up 1 to just give myself a success on this one. And then I will do the medicine. Oh, will you Yep. So that's gonna be another 3 days, but I'll have enhancement this time.
It's almost dead too.
Oof.
Oofers doofers.
Oofer doofer on that one.
Can't all be winners.
Can't all be winners. So the medicine roll is I'm just gonna straight be a failure. Didn't get any successes.
You don't wanna pop the 2 for a basic success.
Who
It
cares,
depends if
man?
you
Just
guys are
fucking
cool with
take
it.
it. Who
Just do it.
cares?
Look, we're gonna fail some more.
So that would be basic success. That means I get my enhancer, which is basic success plus 3.
Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna aggregate all these together.
Yes.
You think about, like, okay, what do I know? What do we know about the Doyen? What could possibly be used as a containment unit? BioWare in general is going to be a really bad idea.
Okay.
Calm.
I mean, that's one of the things that you're pretty certain of, is that BioWare, as humans know it, is a direct, like, gift from the Doyen.
Right. It's.
You put them in there and it's like, oh, look, the thing that I played with as a child.
Yep.
The only possible caveat to that would be a quantokinesis-based BioWare.
Yep.
Which they're certainly working on that back home, but there are a lot of the missing components is we need to get one.
Yep.
We need to get one to try this shit out on.
Right.
So that is sort of putting the cart before the horse.
Sort of a chicken and the egg problem.
Chicken and the egg kind of problem. However, you thinking further on it, after you sort of like think through all the problems with creating a BioWare thing, you realize that you do have the solution at hand. It needs to be worked upon. But running under the assumption that the quantum twisting of space and time is in fact preventing, and you know that it prevents like teleportation and whatnot, it causes serious problems. If you could create a warp-based containment unit for it, that actually would probably keep it localized and something that you could move it with.
Interesting. Okay, so a traditional cage that could hold the plasma body with another device that warps in a very small area, space-time, so that it can't just leave or interfere with it.
It can't leave, and it will severely hamper it.
Now, is that warp the same kind as what we're calling our engines, or
Yes.
is that okay? Cool.
That is the bubble drive, the Cublier drive.
Yeah.
Bubble drive.
Make a warp bubble.
Yeah. Lowercase W, not uppercase quantum warp W.
Also, when the time comes, whatever you guys build, if you just kind of put me on a dial that has some say in it, I know it won't make sense to you, but I can figure out a way to turn that dial in a way that will make literally everything that guy does just way harder to achieve.
Good.
Now,
All right, I'll make sure there's a dial.
your science roll is really riding you out here. You actually gotten a bit of a brilliant hot streak
Right.
here.
Thanks, I appreciate. Vega's like, here, you'll thank me. I'm like, I know all of the theorems that I thought I understood, but had no idea. I grasped them all now.
You think forward a bit more, and you realize that getting it back to Earth will present some difficulties, because even if you put it in a containment drive, if you enter the subquantum medium via teleportation,
Yep.
it will get out.
Yep.
Because that is essentially like saying you all will be turning off the thing that's keeping it going, because you would have to.
Yep. In order to move it in a.
And even if you found a way to keep it going while in transit, it is pure psi, and it will just be all like deuces.
Okay.
So you think to get it back, you will need to physically transport it, which, given that you have warp drives, won't take nearly as long. But teleporting it is a bad idea.
Now, question, and this is going to really cook my noodle. What about quantum warping? So don't go through the sub. We're not going through the subquantum realm. We're going to the quantum realm.
Possible, but also possible that it would just shred it.
True.
Like it would destroy it in transit. Another problem. You're like, here's all the things that won't work, but you're sitting on the thing that will work.
Got it.
So yeah, that is kind of like the notes in the process of like what actually needs to be done to contain it once you guys subdue it somehow.
Yeah, got it.
All right, Vega. So you're working on the
Patches.
patches. Yeah. So you already got the medicine-based roll. We need the next you need to either tackle the science lead or the technology lead.
All right.
Would you like for me to take one and you take the other?
Yeah, I've got 1 science, 2 tech.
I have 4 science, 3 tech, so...
You take science, I'll take tech.
Okay, cool. Can I have your,
Yep.
Can I assume I got juiced?
And you can boost yourself. Don't forget.
I am going to boost myself.
So what does this boosting do? What does the juicing do does it do anything other than double eights? On a specific, what is it?
Double 8s, and you choose 1 skill, and for the duration of this power, you gain an enhancement bonus when you roll that skill.
If that's a mental, that's the mental one.
Yeah, that's the one I was doing.
Yep.
So, double 8s, does that 8s, 9s, and 10s, or is that...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So
That is better than just the extra die.
Actually, I think I did see double at the very end. Double number.
There is a double. I tried it. It didn't seem to work when I did it.
Okay.
I may have hit the wrong button. I don't know.
Okay, number of dice. All
Let's see.
right, I'm doing tech.
I didn't roll on the 8, so.
Oh, that was you. Okay. There's me. 6.
Okay. 7, and then E for enhancement.
Yeah, there's an enhancement option on the.
Okay.
All right. So we're saying 8s and 9s count as doubles as well?
Yeah,
So-
I don't think it did it
Yep.
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
it didn't
no.
do it right, but that's okay.
Okay, dice pool, enhancement.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 plus 4.
So you
Six
got
options
like
required.
12
So I
hits.
got 12 hits.
Seven.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that juicing is too
gain
good.
enhancement equal to the scion's mode. Just 4 divided by 2, sum by 2. Okay. Alright.
I'm just going to go ahead and throw 3 into bolster.
Yes,
Of those
yes.
hits into bolster,
Yeah.
so you can
Yes, please.
have some momentum available.
Oh, yeah, because I only got.
Keep spending it, kids. We'll get rid of it someday.
Yeah.
So you got what? You got at least 2
Oh, I guess I got 11. I'm
successes.
sorry. I guess I got
Yeah.
11 hits on that
Okay.
because,
All right.
yeah, I just realized I can't get all 4 of my science dots as
2,
enhancement.
and that's it, right? Because I incorporated in my enhancement. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Scott who rolled that, did it?
Yeah.
Did you roll?
I did.
I did roll. I don't think you have.
I've rolled. I
Where?
got the 10, 7, 3, 2, 4, 6, 7. In the Aeon ASIYAH. Am I in the
Okay,
wrong?
yeah, okay, we're doing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're doing this in a different channel.
Okay.
I've ruined everything.
Okay. I was
I've
wondering
ruined
about
it.
that. Yeah. So you did 2 enhancements, so you got a total of 4 hits. You actually got 5 because you doubled.
Good. Yeah. So
Okay.
you guys spend some time and collaborate on this.
Where are we
and
supposed to be rolling it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the Story Path Dice channel.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, you guys spend a lot of R&D time, and you come up with a kin biomaker compatible blueprint for a BioWare trauma pack.
Yay!
We can work out the mechanics of that in the interim. Because and we'll have it available by the next time that you're probably going to get hurt. But yeah, you successfully create that thing. You start feeding it out, and it starts processing to print out the first run of them.
Very cool.
Yay. Excellent.
Yay.
Okay, so Alex, you get access. Kiva gives you access to the schematics for the Ansible for the FTL communication node. And like it is also very close to being like the shipborne one for the ASIYAH is very close to being completed. So go ahead and give me a technology roll to start going over the schematics and figuring them out.
Does that juicing still apply?
Yeah, we can assume.
Yeah, we can rejuice.
assume in this downtime that anyone who wants, the Vitakinetic best juicing will have said juicing.
Yay!
Boom. This might need to take a power nap.
Funny enough, you can just commit that, and we're good for.
That's fair.
And as long as you're awake, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's also wibbly wobbly because downtime.
Yeah. It's just
That's,
expensive if you
6
do it
plus
with all of
3.
us all the
Awesome.
time in
Yeah.
not downtime because it
You know,
it
you don't wanna
juices
break the game
all
too
away.
much.
It's very expensive.
So it's good that you got that high roll, and it's good that you're riding high on subquantum brain drugs, because you are dealing with pretty complicated Novatech designs here.
Warwoo?
You even beyond a mechanical level, you would needed to have been somehow mentally enhanced to even begin to start grasping this. It definitely works on quantum power based technologies. It essentially is a scaled down energy only capital W warp technology. It uses that capacity to essentially, without like opening up a full portal, it essentially like works on like the lower levels of those principles.
Just enough of a portal for electronic message to trickle through, basically.
Yeah, just enough of a not even really a portal, but like a just
A lensing of
a
space time.
lensing of space time to allow for electronic communication to go past. Like it essentially has like a pretty robust laser based communication software in it that can connect to other nodes within the level of it.
So does it work in real time? Like as in I make a query to somewhere else on the node network and it comes back?
Yeah,
or does
is.
it work as in much like how our current system works where we send packets out that get updated to the other stars, but like the Earth sideways?
It is effectively a real-time internet. Across, but the big limit of it is that strong signal
Right.
up to 20 light years quickly drops off until at 25 there's no connection.
So we need to make buoys along the way home.
Well, you think that because you know that from Ada Cassiopeia, they probably have a buoy there specifically to be within that 20-year, because it's about 19 light years and change between Sol and Eta Cassiopeia. So they probably have a buoy at Eta Cassiopeia, and then it's a mod. Then from the entire Harvester cube, they can connect there. There's just a network problem between the ones of the two different factions.
Yep, that is in fact what I want to set myself about understanding, because it's obviously not Earthside internet. Understanding their protocols, their packet protocols, their communications layer, their their various layers of protocols.
That will actually be an Enigma's role. Now that you understand the basics of the technology, you will need to start. You'll essentially need to start hacking their network. Because they are not going to provide that information to you.
Yes,
in fact, they have not offered it to you, and you haven't even asked yet. So
nope. I'm just basically looking at what they're building and what's built into it to try to get an idea.
Do you think you can do it? Do you want my help?
If you help me, is that just you add enhancement or?
Well, I mean, I can. I can't remember how teamwork actions work. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you can give it a shot and go for it.
Also, does reverse engineering apply to this?
Yes, it absolutely
figured
does.
it would. Okay, so I also get 2 enhancement just from
you'll
that.
probably be just fine.
So let's see.
Essentially, since you're still riding high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof, I rolled so poorly.
Occasionally it
so
happens.
2 on the dice and then 2 from enhancement. So I only got 4.
okay.
How much? How much?
As much as you like.
I was going to ask how much we have.
Like 5,
Keep going.
6.
Push that up to 6.
All right.
Because that
So
seems to be a good number.
a bit of vagary here, because you can only get enhancement from one source. You would essentially have to spend 3 momentum to get the +3 enhancement that would replace.
So replace the +2, so I could only get it up to 5.
Yeah.
Screw that. That's a bad economy.
Yeah.
So nope, I'll just take the 4.
Okay. You start working on that. It is hard because this is a information packet protocol designed by a mega intelligent nova. And you are still riding high on psi brain boosts, but there is a matter of scale that you are having to overcome.
Indeed.
All right, so you are working on that. You've got a good headway on that. Asher, let's do some psychic brain drugs.
All right, deeker time.
Psychic brain drugs.
Just assuming I got fully juiced up.
Fully juiced.
Oh, I forgot.
Yep.
Oh my
Vega.
god.
Did you want mental juicing or
Both. I need both.
mental and physical?
I need both those powers of yours because
Okay.
one is a. Well, actually,
see.
getting
You can do
Deeker
psi,
to,
right?
getting Deeker to activate. Is
Yeah,
actually
I can
harder
do
of
the
two
psi one.
rules.
That would be better.
Well, he has to do a couple of rolls that go off
Okay.
different things.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like, if there's any additional bennies that I am letting you know about that.
Well, that's pretty good.
Here we go.
Oh wow. Okay. 8
Oh,
hits.
so it did do it. I can see the 8 and the 9 did the roll again.
I didn't put it in.
You didn't?
No, I had.
Oh
three
no,
hands.
those are hits. Those are hits. Never mind.
So I have a shit ton of. I had a lot of enhancement and I rolled well.
Yeah. So
Six
you
from
can roll
that.
2, re-roll
Okay,
2.
nothing bonus on that.
Okay, it's
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. They give you 2. They give you 2.
they're double.
Okay,
So
good,
Yeah.
good. Otherwise, I was screwing up.
Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Never mind. I forgot about different versions of things.
Yep. So many systems.
Yeah.
so it should be a total of 9, I guess,
Yeah.
to cancel it. And that's to enter the Deeker state and ride out the to push down.
Well, Deeker itself is not a Clairsentient power use.
Right. It's a meditative state.
It's a meditative state that you enter into that does not
Right.
get disrupted by the
Oh no! What I mean is, I'm that's my pool to push down.
Okay.
The Deeker pool is now at 9.
Okay, so you have 9 Deeker points. Gotcha.
Which so the next thing I'm going to do is activate psychometry for locational memory and try to actually. Can I get a general date on when the last time I'll just ask Akiva. It's like, hey, about how long ago was this ship crewed?
Well, it was crewed about 6 hours before you showed up. That's when the attack occurred.
I'm sure as a Clairsentient, I know exactly what day and time that was,
you do
but
know exactly.
Ryan doesn't.
I'm trying to think of like how long we've been
There's my other one.
playing. So I will say we'll go with 13 months at this point.
Okay, so about a year.
Yeah, a little over a year since this place was crewed by the ASIYAH crew.
So we'll push it
Original
out. I just need to push it out to years. So that means, I think that is weeks, months, years. So I have to hit 3 to go out to years, but once I do that, I can go 5 years into the past.
And that'll absolutely be good.
So I just have to roll my basic psychometry. Fun. Also, he'll have a fun fact to tell you all later. That's something he's been keeping to himself because, well, implications. So many implications. Who doesn't love questioning their free will?
Oh no!
I've got to be here for this conversation.
Well, that sounds like another fun dinner night.
Oh, I see. Okay. 8 hits, 3. Okay. So, yeah, that should do it. With some enhancement. And... Wait, did I have enhancement for that? Oh, I can spend juice for Psi for enhancement on this.
Enhancement, Psi for enhancement.
So I
Yes,
do.
can.
I spend up to the max 3 enhancements, which gives me enough to go back, a few years into the past and just kind of hang out on the ASIYAH.
Yeah.
Like, watch the people go about their days. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
You do.
What are the kitty's favorite things?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So, ask me questions.
I don't know. What was... Actually, what I'll probably end up doing is, I'll ask Akiva, okay, pick a day that you would consider one of your, one of the fun days.
I don't have memories of that.
Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry, dude.
Yep.
Okay, well, in that case, I just pick a random one. So, I'm just going to listen in and, listen into a dinner conversation. What were they chatting about that day? I don't know. I'm sorry, Scott.
That's fine.
This is Clairsentient shit, I know. Actually, I'll probably walk around the engineering area and watch what people, how people who knew what the fuck they were doing crewed their ship.
I actually did this.
Because I actually have enough successes to kind of learn better how to work with this stuff while I'm watching.
So, as you're watching people do things, the first thing that really hits you is that the crew of this ship is very nominally a ship's crew. They really only do work when it would marginally increase the automated processes and what Akiva and the captain are capable of doing. The ship can run, as you are all well aware, on a very minimal crew.
Yeah.
So people's jobs are pretty much just make things go a little easier by having multiple hands.
I see.
This is... The people here are mainly... the things that they talk about are... They talk a lot about, diplomacy stuff. The interactions that they have with they talk a good deal about Eden, because that is a major stop on the ASIYAH's rotation. They talk a lot about Earth. You definitely think that they know that they talk about what's going on in Earth and on Earth-based colonies. This is a spy ship.
And upon learning that and coming to that realization, I spent an awful lot of time getting to know the captain and following him around. The
captain
OG.
is hard to watch.
I had a feeling he would be.
He's not like he's not like a walking smear and like nails on chalkboard, but he's a fuzzy character in your Clairsentient vision. He moves through the ship. A lot like people treat Picard on The Next Generation.
Don't look up, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up.
Such a dignified, like not even like larger than life would definitely apply, but like a figure of reverence and respect.
Did we ever get his name?
No, he's just the captain.
All right. Was that what he chooses to be called as well?
Yes, you actually get that. Like he has no like proper human sounding name. Like he might go by something amongst his Nova peers, but he does not go by that amongst the baseline crew.
We're not cool enough.
But yeah, so like it's fuzzy. Like you see people's reaction to him, and it's very much like this is the guy.
That's the
Like,
guy.
This is the guy. Like you talk about like that time you hear conversations about that time that the ship's defenses just weren't enough, and he actually had to go outside and
Do work.
and kick some alien ass.
Oh no.
And everyone was duly awed by that. But yeah, like you kind of get from the crew's activity that this ship's primarily responsible is keeping eye on the movements of soul-based humanity.
Can I get an impression in my run of time from this place, like how close they ever actually came to Earthside or into our space? Based on like readouts.
Based on readouts and whatnot, never. They never. They maybe got as far as the outer Oort cloud, like twice.
So I guess my question would be, how were they gathering information on us?
Good question. They certainly got a lot closer to like colony ships, to colony sites.
The Earth. Okay,
like
that
they
makes
got
sense.
like they did very like stealth runs of Katsuligay.
Okay.
Like other colony areas, Farnimbia, and they got a lot closer there. But you definitely get the sensation that the "don't ever come back to Earth" taboo is incredibly strong.
It does seem to be the case.
Also, I will point out, because I remembered something that I think you'd be observant. They're in the ASIYAH's full configuration.
Yeah, they're in the. Oh yeah, they're in bottle ship.
They're in
now.
the full ship.
Now, from what you're seeing, the interior is very much the same because you came onto it when it was.
It all just looks like the inside of Moya to me,
Yeah,
man.
basically.
That's
A little bit more Star Trek, a little more Starfleet, but you're not wrong.
And the thing that, and here's the fun part, he commits those side points, so he gets lost in there until someone pulls him out.
Yay!
So someone come get your Clairsentient when he misses dinner, guys, because he's lost in the past.
Oh no!
I'll
Wait.
go get him in a bit.
Where's Asher?
I thought we were going to put rock, paper, scissors it.
Yeah, so eventually someone does have to come get him out.
Put the cats in his room.
Basically, I let him miss one meal, but when he doesn't show up for a second one, I grab some Cheetos, go grab his favorite gross shirt out of the laundry.
Suddenly you're having visions of like all the
Knock on the
Cheetos
door.
you've ever
They
eaten.
didn't have Cheetos in the Confederation. Wait a minute. Oh, hey, hey, how long?
Well, you've missed 2 meals.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
how long you got started before that.
I'm sorry. Life on the ASIYAH before we got here was actually pretty interesting.
I bet.
Oh, coming?
I'll come.
So
eat.
we will convene at a crew dinner.
So
I'm assuming I'm going to assume that you guys have a private dinner.
yeah,
And not include like Covenant people and
yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
So
I mean, we have our weekly dinner and board game night, and that's perfectly fine.
So fun fact, found out ASIYAH was a spy ship. spied on the colonies.
Oh, that makes her ability to disguise herself make a lot of sense.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I spent a long time hanging out. The captain was a very interesting guy too, but he's much harder to watch. He was fuzzy, but he was a big
noble
bad enough
right.
guy. They just called him the captain, and I respect that.
All right.
Well, when you're Nova, you can be called whatever you want to be called.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I have a thing that I'm just getting used to psychometry, but there is a thing that I could easily do. But it's one of those things that even ISRA debates the usage of. And I'm going to put it to you guys whether you want me to do this or not. So there's an ability in psychometry called convergence. And there's a lot of argument as to whether it breaks causality and disrupts free will. Because it essentially, if you juice me enough, I could have the old man on this deck tomorrow if I wanted to. That's the level of the power I'm talking about. If I focus hard enough, we can make people or things show up in front of us in X amount of days. Now, how you feel about that ability and what that means, I've always been on the that's kind of busting free will, guys, let's not use that side of the debate.
Using it on people seems dreadfully unethical. Wait, can you use it on things that are sentient but not what we think of as people?
I mean, if you're asking if I could convergence a Doyen into our presence,
The issue is...
I would need a psionic connection to it.
Ah,
Also, the issue is it's coming to you, therefore you must be prepared for it.
well, yeah. I'm not saying you should pull the trigger right away.
I mean,
Obviously,
I
you need to
have
build your
scrapped
containment
with that thing. I've scrapped with one before, so we have bumped up against one another. But I would need to go deeper.
You need
than
more
that.
intimate contact.
It would need more intimate contact. It's harder, but
I'm not against such an ability because, unlike telepathy, where you are directly manipulating the neurons in someone's mind to get them to do what you want, this is just nudging things along.
It's
Obviously,
certainly manipulative.
It is manipulative. Do
Oh,
not
yeah,
get
it's
me
a
wrong.
cheat code.
But obviously, as long as, if nothing else, your ISRA training would explain of using it very sparingly. That you're even telling us about it and you haven't obviously used it willy-nilly says a lot of your restraint when you have that ability to warp how how the cause of a chain of events happen.
Can you use it on objects?
yes, anything, pretty much anything. So the way it's supposed to work, and I mean, I could think about how to do this through this power to bring a Doyen to us, if we are clever about it. You're supposed to kind of use the fourth level power to walk back along the timeline of someone or something. And basically anytime you run into someone or something like, for example, I could have, if I walk down Vega's timeline, any of her family, anyone she's ever met, anything she's ever touched along the way that I can detect, I have to power up to go further back. I can gain a sensory connection or some kind of connection to it. Now, we've all been in touch with that thing before, so let me see make sure that it is.
You heard it, right?
Oh yeah, it did not like my touch.
That means you've had a direct psionic connection, even for the briefest moment. You've had it.
Yes, so I could technically activate convergence to force a Doyen into. If I do it correctly and use the powers in the right way with the right juice, I can pull one right to us.
That's also assuming we're not in this current region of space, because we're currently in a very skewed form of it.
Right, and that's the other danger. I will be in the presence, or it will come to me.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that part of me, it's an equal opposites thing, so we might meet somewhere in the middle, and how we get there is really awful. Like,
Oh, so you might be captured.
a capture, a warp we don't expect.
Correct.
A malfunction of one of our drives.
You have asked the universe for the two of you to come in contact with each other. How that goes about it, you do not have direct control of.
I have
Yeah.
zero say in how it happens. I only have a say of when it happens.
Well, ethics aside, that seems entirely too dangerous then for that purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe but yes, backing out to your original question.
That you haven't used it to get a telepath that you need in order to fix your minds.
I haven't been powerful enough in psychometry to do it.
Do it yet?
Now I am. I'm a master of it all. I've gone as far as a scion can pretty much. I'm about to be as far as a scion who's not a proxy can go.
The proxy thing, that's always complicated me. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, you and me either, man.
Well, we know that there's some kind of process they go through, and it
Yeah.
seems to be, our guess is it's technological, something that's held.
But if it's something
A
that don't...
special
secret,
tank.
something probably.
But it may be something it's held back and reserved only for those that they deem worthy of such a process.
Well, I intend
Gotta
to
kiss
Correct.
that ring.
I'm about to say we haven't had any other than the original proxies, right? Like nobody else
there's
has been
been
like.
proxies.
There are other
people.
proxy tier people out there.
Okay.
Or
and I intend
proxy
to become
power.
one of them as soon as possible.
I mean,
But that's the thing. Nobody knows. Nobody's openly talked about how that process works.
nobody's done the
Give me the
interview.
right- I can,
If we could just ask one of the ones we have contact with. Old man.
the old man might be willing to spill it, but I would have to find him, which wouldn't be
I
that
told
hard,
you the
honestly.
dangers of contacting them.
I know. I'm just saying if it's ever something we actually want to do,
We can put it on the
there's
back
a way
border.
we can do it.
I mean,
I
if
think-
I had, how much time more do we have before we get to the star?
Yeah, do we have time for another round?
No. In terms of before you get to the core, you are imminent.
We should put that on the back burner, figuring out how that works. I think if we put all our heads together, we may be able to piece a few good kernels of truth out of it and figure out what the process is.
You're right, though. That is lower priority. Hey, Scott, can I have a quick thought about the ethics of what we're talking about doing, capturing a sentient being and bringing them back to somewhere for
Sure.
study? I don't know what that would be, but Alex just says after that conversation was like,
We'll go with
"Ooh."
humanities.
All right.
Yeah. It's a good thing you're doing it.
This is going
since
to
I
be a
don't
fun.
have
This is
any.
going to be a fun conversation with the group.
Because I think Alex
You're
is a little bit at a loss, realize, oh, this might not be good. But they are evil. But does that make it okay? So,
Doing evil.
am I
to
still
what we
juiced?
Consider evil.
You can assume yourself to be juiced during this
Yeah.
downtime.
okay. So I'll assume I'm juiced for intellect. So that is
Always juiced.
I don't think I have any other way of getting enhancement. Unless we switched up. But I wouldn't ask you for that. Sorry. Yeah, so that's just 4 hits.
Just 4 hits, okay. Given the implications of what they seem to have done, are doing, plan to do, have a species want to do, i.e., suppress and use other races to ensure their own galactic superiority, a case could be made that there is a state of war between, at the very least, the people who know of their existence, and they're doing like they certainly treat you as an inferior species to be used to any degree of oppression and degradation, and up to and including complete extermination. And if that's not someone you're at war with, I don't know what is. So capturing a prisoner of war, an enemy combatant for intelligence gathering purposes, has been ethically okay in the annals of Earth humanity warfare from time immemorial. Whether or not that in and of itself is okay, regardless of the historical concept, is not a question that a dice roll can answer.
Of course. No, that's a question that Alex would have to figure out for themselves and probably already has an opinion on.
But most scholars, ethicists, when you're talking about what is and is not acceptable during war, especially what would most people would consider a just war. Capturing an enemy combatant.
It's more the experimentation side that they're having
The
trouble with.
experimentation, that is the thing, isn't it? I mean, a lot of that hinges on the treatment that the prisoner receives. And that will presumably not be in the hands of this crew.
Yeah, no.
No, I
Do
mean,
not sign up to
But
don't get me
you-
wrong, I'd ask it some questions if we got the opportunity, but
I
what you
refuse
say
to be
before
the
you do
man.
So yeah, that's what the humanities skill can tell you.
Yeah, basically when we're talking about ethics, you kind of see Alex's face just darken and they just kind of
But
just start thinking.
I can definitely, I mean, thinking about it now, I have met this Doyen. I have sensed him before with my powers.
Oh.
I can essentially mark them, and they will be in my presence. And depending on how well I activate and how ready we are, I can have some dictation of when and where. We just have to be ready when that happens.
Can you...
Yeah.
And I think that is a good thing to have in our back pocket, but that's obviously not here or not now.
Oh, not here. I'm just letting you know that. That's
Right.
Can you do more? Can you have more than one of those active at a time? Can you say, a Doyen will be in my presence on November 12th at
Yep.
5 a.m., and also Vega will be in my presence?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
I can mark any.
You could
I can mark anyone I've ever sensed. Essentially,
you could
Or
create an
anything.
interesting confluence of events to make certain
It's-
things happen.
It's why, one, not many people like psychometry very much. I don't understand why, but it's been great for me.
It's always
You don't seem
difficult
to
for
like
me.
it that much.
Zine.
There's a bit
I'm
of,
very much a here and now sort of a person, so
I have psychocognition for that. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason you wouldn't know if this power was used very much unless you were
also
part of it.
don't forget they are beings of Psi. They have been doing this far longer than you have. I'm not saying they're immune to it, but they may have countermeasures in place, or they may just really cook our brains for a second. They may know you're going to do that, so they have used their own psychometry
I
to
don't-
create an event where even though they get pushed into this position, they have other contingencies waiting for them when they show up at the exact same time.
And the world can end in 5
Exhausting.
minutes.
I don't think they're better clairsentients than me.
Well,
Bold. Very bold. I want to see we'll put that to the test.
I'll
one day.
activate it right now if you keep testing me.
I'm not. I'm not. You're the one who.
You're both pretty. Shush.
He actually is looking very pretty.
I will note that what data that exists on like individual capabilities, they have their individual psionic strengths and weaknesses.
Right. They're not omnipotent at
You
all.
strongly suspect that this one is a powerful electrokinetic.
Yes.
At bare minimum, that is the one capacity you know that the one here is likely to have. Whatever else other capabilities it may have developed in its time, you have no idea of.
I'm not.
But they're not. They do not have all psi modes at 7.
I will. Yeah, correct.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't activate it right now.
Yeah.
we knew that was a bluff.
I know. What I'm saying is, we don't have any better option.
No.
If we don't, yes.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying not use it or anything. I'm just saying, obviously, not here right now.
Well, yeah.
But definitely, as soon as we can get a beat on that one, we can get a beat on the one that's here. That if it's here and how it would work, and we're ready for the containment unit,
Yes, we'll
That's what I
definitely
want.
pull that
Yep.
trigger.
I just want to wait for the
We'll
containment.
have
Yeah,
to start working on. I figure Akiva, Vega, and myself for sure. You, if you want to, can work on set our minds to that next when we have some more time.
Yep.
So if we capture this and bring it back, we're handing it over to your organization. Yes.
Yes.
How?
My organization is specifically geared itself towards dealing with this problem because it's a problem that very, very few people know about.
And they've never captured one.
Nope. They've run a lot of experiments and tests on technology and various scenarios of how you would theoretically do some of this. But again, as you've seen, if you think I'm like paranoid and overthinking things, I got that almost entirely from them because you have to deal with beings that can see the future and make certain things happen.
Oh yeah,
It always
your
comes
paranoia
back
can be
to
an asset
dads.
here.
What?
So, but we give your group the enemy. How is that going to go? Or is that don't ask for plausible deniability kind of situation. Like,
Well, again, this is actually, I could not tell you what will happen.
I know, but I'm
At that
just
point,
like,
no, I literally can't even think of it because it's such a
Will they at least do it far from Earth, whatever they're going to do?
probably, just because there's a high concentration of people and variables involved.
Exactly.
Hence, also why I wanted that station. I wanted a potentially more isolated, more secure. Granted, if this thing gets out of its containment, it's gone. It will.
Yeah.
If it doesn't try to annihilate everything, it will just teleport away because they are exceptionally cagey and skittish and just will disappear.
Well, hopefully our containment will... I have a lot of confidence in our abilities, given enough time to create a
So far, you
viable
have
containment
you guys,
unit.
So far, you guys have a remarkable winning streak. So we're gonna keep. I'm gonna put some money down on it.
Oh, speaking of ethics, shouldn't be betting on us. You win every time.
Yeah, that's why I bet you. That's why you can't go to gambling halls.
Well, I could, but I'd be a real dick about it. Also, I mean, they're casinos.
It'd also be boring.
yeah.
It'd be very boring.
Yeah, it'd be very.
Probably
boring.
have
Where's the
fuzzers.
fun?
I could. Fuzzers can't stop me. Not anymore. But yeah, back in the old days when we go to, like, Biloxi.
Yeah, so I definitely, when we have some more time, we can hammer more about this containment. And also, once we're done with the core, I need to start really drilling down on our attack strategy for
Agreed.
capturing Sidera, one of the Sideria betas.
Yeah, you do in fact have like a meeting scheduled for once you're in normal space with one particular of the Siderias who seems to be very tactically minded and wants to get with you to run some exercises.
I'm 100% because that's where my focus. After we get off the core, that's got to be my focus for a good while, is to make sure we get this as tight as we can, so that we can make progress to everything else we're attempting to do.
I'd like to be present, but I will only for that discussion, but only so I can contribute as a consultant for my role in it.
Absolutely, everyone will be involved. This is not isolated just to me, but I'll always take anyone's input. You never know where the answer will come from.
All right. So you guys wrap up your dinner and head up to the bridge because you are about 20 minutes from your projected entry point, exit from warp space into the core system, which is kind of a densely packed nebula. So there's a lot of gases and space debris and all sorts of Star Trek bullshit.
Hey, that used to be a part of a planet.
Yeah. Well, it's also like baked with radiation.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to be juiced again
Okay.
for what I'm about to do.
You may want to
Just mental again, or
This is going to be social. I mean, as much as you're willing to spare. I mean, I know I don't. In case we get into a hot situation, I don't want you to be
Yes,
completely.
we will be
exhausted.
leaving the time when you can assume to be juiced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're in real space.
I think the Empower. I think the big one is probably the one for Psi would be the most important one here.
okay,
The level 5 power.
all right. It's just 3.
Also, it will if you give me the. You don't have to do the double eights since that'll exhaust you. Like, I don't want anyone exhausted when we do this.
Yeah, that's
so
it's
yeah,
3
so
spy. So
you will be entering the outer orbit of the system, sort of in the area where it's the stellar gases are most diffuse. Presuming that they advise warping directly into like the densest part of the nebula. Not because there are people here, just because that's a bad idea. So yeah, you're coming in from the outer area. Shields up, as it were.
Let's bring us in as close as we can get. I need to be
They ask like how close do you need to be?
about 10 million kilometers, maybe.
Actually, that's pretty close in space distance.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny enough to think about.
That's my attunement. That's my attunement range. Like,
Do you want to be out in a shuttle, or do you want to be out in a suit?
fuck no, no, please.
No, not that again.
This is also already gonna be rough, man.
Okay, I rolled really well on that, so yeah, you get double 8s.
Okie dokie.
It just means at the end of it, you have the exhaust.
I'm exhausted. That's
the
fine. I don't
recipient
care.
gets the exhaust.
Oh, that's awesome. Then
Yeah.
In that case, hit me with the.
Oh yeah, that's very close. That's not even. That is.
That's damn near the
That's
core of
roughly the orbit of Venus,
Well,
which is very, very close into the core.
I mean, I can probably. They probably didn't fire. Well, they may not have fired from that. I don't know. It's very hard to say.
Fortunately, you're the one who's got to tell us how they did it, because
I know.
they could have done it in a lot of different ways.
I know. I'm thinking.
So yeah, essentially what happens is you guys get into the outer system. Some calculations get done. It will take more time than you want to spend to get on standard hyperfusion engines. So they essentially dial back the warp drives so that you can make a much slower but still
Very
still
fast.
very fast, controlled.
Is there actually, Vega, do you still have the thing that can boost attunement range?
That's a part of it.
Because if you do, I can. That goes up by 10 times. It gets 10 times.
Let's see, empowered. That
It goes
is
to
that
100 million kilometers.
Yeah, empowered, the thing I just did, it increases attunement range duration to a maximum of extreme, kilometers long, and days respectively.
Yeah, it doesn't do that exponential thing anymore.
Well, all right.
Yep.
Then I guess not.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
no, you can spin for tricks. Don't forget, there's normal standard tricks. One of which I believe increases your range.
Yeah, I mean, if that counts, like if we can use it
Let me
to
double check.
pump it out an attunement range band.
Let
me double
check. No, I didn't factor that in, but that's. I guess that's a Scott call as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, you're still going to need to get pretty close.
Yeah, we'll need to get pretty close.
Which
Do my Deeker roll.
The only reason this is an issue is because we're dealing with space distances, not normal day-to-day distances.
Yep.
Well,
Space.
Deeker's great. Deeker will I'll enter Deeker and cancel out at least the interference. I'll get exactly enough for that.
Yeah. So you are going to need to do this. You're basically going to need to do this on a flyby,
Sure.
because the amount of radiation, just general like debris, volatile gases that exist at the spot you need to get to are like you're going to need to be doing repairs on the ship once you're done with this, and you can't really spend that much time close to where you need to be. This is going to be a flyby.
And I unfortunately cannot.
I don't think I can activate my focus sensing as if I were close enough to do psychometry, right? That's not how that works.
No, you cannot combine powers like that.
The psychometry radiates from me, not
Yeah,
like
it radiates from you. You can
Okay.
you like if there were another Clairsentient here,
Yeah.
you could do that.
Oh, that'd be so good.
All by yourself.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I can't bubble the ship. It's too big for me to help dampen some of the radiation saturation.
Oh.
I can protect our area that we are in, but I can't protect the overall structure of the ship.
And that is certainly a thing that you can do, but the ship is going to be taking damage.
It's
It is just a hell. Like it is one of those cosmic hell spaces.
places you don't ever
Yeah, you don't ever
wanna
really
be.
want to go to a place like this.
Okay. Well,
If I was
you guys
very,
ready?
very good, I could probably hit it, but no, not that good, unfortunately.
Oh,
How you guys feeling about it? Ready?
We'll do what we got.
Yep.
We'll back you up.
and this is it.
I get one chance at it, so it's fine. Just
You
hold
had
it.
one shot.
You had one shot.
Make it count.
Save point.
Yes. I do, in fact, activate least resistance.
Make sure to... How much Geeker points did you get this time?
3. Just enough to cancel out. I'm going to activate... I'm not spending them on this. I'm going to just activate Psycho least resistance normally, because I get 10.
So you'll have to deal with that complication.
I got you
Yeah.
a mate.
It is about right.
Okay.
Good thing I got doubles on those.
Something you do.
Just enough. Just enough to
Alright.
buy off the complication and activate. So we are save pointed. All right.
All right, let's roll.
Fly me to the moon, kids. Or in this case, let me sail among the stars.
One, two,
Yeah, that's right.
Look, turn on some Sinatra.
amongst the stars.
Yeah, you know this
Alright,
is...
Grandpa.
Nah, you know what? I don't like this
You know
mix.
that- you
Turn on
know-
the remix.
Don't touch your waitresses.
Yeah, you know this is about a decade out.
Okay. So I need it on years.
You need years.
So days, weeks, months, years. 3 to go years back. 5 years. So need that another time over. So I might need to go out to decade. So 4. I'll go out to 4. I need 4. Okay, that's fine.
We have plenty of
Momentum.
momentum.
Yep.
Momentum can go straight to enhancement, right?
Yes.
Then I'm burning all. Then I'm getting
Yep.
3.
You were burning 3 enhancement.
No, go back. I was trying.
And you have 8s agains right now on your psi usage.
Yep.
Yes.
Got that good
Mint.
juice.
3. Okay. Go psychometry
Double
roll.
8s.
8 hits.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, that's enough
be
to
enough,
hit
yeah.
it. 4. Yep.
So yeah, 6 from that plus the extra. Brother, what do you even? Okay, so I don't think it's doing doubles right though.
Yeah.
It probably
Okay.
isn't.
It's 9 because it would be 9.
Okay. Fantastic. That,
better.
I think, especially if you spend some of your Deeker points to deal with the complication.
Yeah, I burn off all the Deeker points to just.
So, yeah, you push yourself back in time. Meanwhile, blah, 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 alarms,
Yep,
alarms.
yep.
Like, yeah, you're working on the engineering.
This is what Deeker's good for.
Yeah, everything is crazy. Like, I'm assuming you would have put yourself in like an isolation chamber,
An ISO chamber. somewhere
turn off the alarms
Yeah.
and everything. But on the bridge, craziness. Not going to worry about dice rolls. There's just going to be some damage to the ship.
That's fine. Yikes.
All right. What exactly are you attempting to determine?
What destroyed that star?
Okay. Pushing yourself back through the years. Just the chaos of the system that is currently surrounding you, years upon years upon years of that. You sort of push, trying to locate the exact event. You push yourself through it, and like you definitely find it by what is essentially like a blinding flash of psionic energy that does not feel very good. And then you push back through it into fuzziness, diffusion, heavy quantum. Doesn't feel great. So you gather yourself, roll back, brace yourself for the flash. And you see a small biokinetic, a biotechnological device being propelled at near relativistic speeds. You sense a psychic connection anchoring onto it as it penetrates the core of the star, and then a proxy level thermokinetic psychic power is used upon it, as that causes the core of the star to just instantly and rapidly spike in temperature. That undoes the equilibrium of outward pressure, inward gravity,
Oh dear.
and just flips the bottle. And then radiation bakes the solar system, fire and plasma hits the central planet. When that happens, a secondary but very crack explosion as all of the space warping technology catastrophically fails, which has a sort of a secondary effect of containing the explosion, containing the solar explosion to like the local solar energy, and not like blanketing the rest of it. It was like sort of, it wasn't even intended to happen. It was just a happy circumstance that the rest of this cube did not get bathed in radiation, and gamma radiation and like death waves. And because you rolled so well, you kind of, as you are feeling this, like the speed of being taken away from that, you kind of get a very super fast flash forward. And you realize that this whole system, this whole like cube of stars and the outer shell of protective concealment is becoming unraveled. Within 10 years' time, the concealment shield will go out of misalignment and drop, and the planets will slowly start to return to their original configuration.
Oh, that's so bad. That's just as bad as the moving them in the first place.
Well,
Maybe worse.
that's neither here nor there. But this will this knot will be undone over decades and centuries. And yeah, slap back to reality. You guys are burning out as you know the shields fail and like the radiation start to bake the outer hull.
There's a bubble that I put up.
I got something. I have a connection to a thing. I understand what they did. It's fucking crazy. Just get us out of here.
Yep.
Working on it.
Yeah, you ramp it up to warp 5.
I can find out who made the fucking thing.
Good. So it was a device.
Biotech. Proxy level thermokinesis.
That's the
Lit the star.
electrokinesis, thermokinesis.
Not the
I'm
same.
wondering if there's more than one of them.
That is a good question. Unless-
And if we're dealing with a proxy level thermokinetic,
Oh boy. I have a connection with it would be very, very hard for me to do it. Like, I would have to, but I can do it safely. I wouldn't need to be here to do it. I can probably walk back along that item's line if I can, like, nail it down and go big enough and see who
rest
made
for
it.
now, and we
passed it.
got what we came for.
Yeah.
That is the main focus.
Yeah, we definitely have proof that it was them, like,
Yes.
that did it.
So,
Well, kind
Asher,
of.
I have to ask you a very important question. How do you mind paperwork?
I mean, I've done plenty of it in my time. It's fine.
Could you actually,
Want me to write it down?
I need you to write a
Yeah,
report of
sure,
what you
fuck it.
saw.
Sure, man.
Or,
No,
yeah, I think it would be best if you write it in your own
yeah,
words.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we could link and you could show me, but
No.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just write it down.
it's important
So-
because any little detail that you saw gives us tactical information.
Well, that was rough. Thank you for doing that.
As half the bridge is slightly smoking.
Yeah.
I know.
There's some sparking. It
Hey,
is the
I-
aftermath of a Star Trek
Just
battle scene.
make
Yep.
this Clairsentient stop.
Why do we put all the gas ducts behind the control panels?
It does look
More
cool though.
cinematic that way.
Yeah.
I like a failure to really be a failure.
but,
I'll show you catastrophic.
but
I
yeah.
want to feel it in my
That's
bones.
the gauge of how much smoke is coming out.
Yes, but now that I've sensed the device, if I can take a little time, I can trace back at least to, like, confirm who made it. You know, I don't I really, really hope the being throwing around that level of thermokinesis isn't one of ours, because that would be terrifying and confusing. So we're just going to have to hope it's one of them. But I could...
It's likely one of them. I mean, it's not too many.
It's...
I have more fingers on my hand than the number of proxies for thermokinesis that probably exist in all of humanity.
So we can get I can at least track the one that made it down. But it's just going to take time, a little time. I need to cool off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are heading.
Also, we need to cool off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You guys
As
are,
he just pulls out an extinguisher. And goes,
you guys are heading back out to the outer system where things are much more calm.
Yes.
And the Siberia squadron is waiting to talk tactics and review things.
because we still have a mission to
Yay,
accomplish.
We do. That was just a side quest.
Indeed.
It was a part of the main-ish quest.
It'll get us closer to that guy.
Yeah.
And also what they're capable of in the system. That's important.
It's good to know that we're dealing with something that maybe
That they haven't employed that effect anywhere else, and they've been in this struggle. That gives us some interesting... There's a limitation.
So, why did they do that?
They, if I remember correctly, I think it's because they were threatened by the harvesters. From what I gathered,
That's right, they wanted to genocide the harvesters.
they're quantum-based warping. This is all quantum tech. This is all Nova-style tech.
Fun fact, by the way, this is all going to go away in about 10 years. Like that, I did sense that the alignment's going to get all broken up. And, I mean, it's not our problem, but, like, we should let them know.
Give them a heads up.
Well,
yeah.
Something
yes,
for Siberia, I don't know for sure.
A, and B, well, not that it matters on our time scale, but this containment area is going to go away. We won't have it if this is a fluke accident and one of them is potentially stuck.
So to clarify, 10 years, the concealment shield will go
Yes,
down.
Then somebody will...
Like the actual knot will take centuries
Yeah,
to
okay.
undo
Right.
itself.
Yeah, the
people will start showing up.
Yes, people from everywhere are going to see this highly improbable organized thing, and the scene will probably get blown up.
Yep.
Well, then it'll take 20
Or
years for the light to reach Earth.
That's
Or
very true.
Clairsentient just looks at the sky and sees it.
Depends what they were
They'll-
like.
Yeah, it'll be 30 years before Earth sees the effects of this.
Well,
But I
that-
mean, y'all will know that it's there. But
Hopefully we'll have the Doyen or Doyen. Is that
hope
the right plural?
I'll be old and retired in 30 years or 10 years. I don't want.
Hopefully.
Gosh,
If you make it.
if I'm alive, you know.
Aren't you a ray of sunshine?
Always.
You know what? Actually, that was enough rays of sunshine. I'm glad you're not. That was awful.
2 months sunshine.
Really?
you guys got in and out pretty quick. You will probably need to juice yourself to repair the ship.
Yeah.
Which will be within your capabilities to do so. So
I'll spend a little bit of time putting the ship back together.
So about a day or so, you guys are back in the outer system, rendezvoused with the Siberia squadron. Ship is getting repaired.
Good.
You've been able to write down all of your thoughts and on that. And as you're doing so, you're like clarifying your vision, like getting a better idea of what it is that you actually saw. The biotech device, like potent but very simple. It was a beacon. It was something to shine through all of the disruption and all of like the spatial and the quantum disruption, so that a proxy tier probably either powerful Clairsentient themselves or working in collaboration with a powerfully Clairsentient Doyen could project that effect onto the beacon itself as a anchor point. So they did it. They might not have even done that from this solar system.
Yeah, it could have.
Or this area. Like you don't know what their range is as far as that's concerned. But yeah, so it was very much the device itself only provided the anchor for the power.
I can. Well, yeah. I'll need an very strong activation of forking timelines which is the next level up, where you basically just follow the item
back
through
across all its
time.
yeah.
Because I guarantee you the 5 day, like I can get 5 days on it, and if I can go reach back that far and get that 5 days, bet I'll learn a lot where it came from.
Problem is, if it was just sent from outside the system and it's been slowly,
Well, at least then we'll know. We'll just know how long it was in transit.
again,
If it was more than 5 years, great.
like I said, it's important. This information helps a lot. It's just, I don't know how pertinent at this exact moment it will be.
If we're going to scrap with this thing, it's good that we know what it can do.
That's true. Well, actually, you admitted that the thing that probably did it probably wasn't the thing that's here.
Maybe.
Probably.
Or it's the Clairsentient, or it's one of them, and they were working together, or they had help from a very, very, very powerful psychic that wasn't one of them, which would be, again, troubling.
Yep.
Troubling, but no reason to assume that.
No.
I have we have no evidence directly. I'd rather assume that it's another Doyen because of the nature of what the nature of the Doyen are.
I feel like if this was a thing, we would have at some point seen another star get blown up by a psychokinetic at some point if it were a thing that normal people were even capable of doing.
It's also good to note, and people back home, my order needs to know it because they have a star killer. They have a way of, because a star is extremely hostile, it'd be very hard it's too big. It's too big for any known psychic that I can see to target it all at once. So what they did was they did it from the inside, something much smaller but much more precise.
The trick. It was a neat trick. I'll tell you, they're just messing up the fusion reaction inside of it to make it go crazy.
Yeah, and the beacon itself was projected by like a concentrated lowercase w warp bubble to like warp space, warp to have a area of like empty space.
Okay, so it was using the warp technology that was developed around here.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it was using a warp. So.
But it's biotech.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hardtech shell.
Oh,
Biotech
didn't hear the
core.
hardtech shell. Got it.
It was like a hardtech device providing a warp bubble, which kept, even though it was like moving at relativistic speeds, a star is still going to fuck that up.
Yeah, and anything with mass is still. I mean, a star still has mass. Yeah. You hit something going relative to speed.
They basically put a protective warp shield around it so it could survive getting into the core of the sun, and then they triggered it.
So we can be pretty sure at least that it came from somewhere around here.
Yes, they had to have built it somehow here.
And
the device. Yeah, sure.
And
you're presuming that the co-opted Siberia built that aspect of it.
And they have something that can create biotech, or they do. It does.
the Zoyan just helped them with that.
Yeah, they have a biotech maker of some kind. So I guess that kind of narrows down to at least the who.
So they may have been working. At least one of them was here working on the technology, working on that, and probably used one of the harvesters or some of their underlings to create the outer shell, and they provided them the beacon to put it in so they could jettison into it, and then that let it or one of the other Doyen spark the sun.
And with those questions answered and more questions raised, we will end this particular episode of Trinity Continuum on ASIYAH. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to support the show and the channel, just go to patreon.com/simulacra studios, become a patron, get on our Discord, chat with us, role play with us, all the good stuff. And we will see you next week for a rather momentous episode of Trinity Continuum.
Can't wait.
Oh boy.
Ooh.